Hey, what's going on, guys? Richie Fix here, back with another video. Day 2 of San Diego Comic-Con. Here we go. Now, as I had mentioned in the prior video, after the announcement of Street Fighter Alpha 3, Jada then said that they were going to release a new character, new figure every day up to Saturday. Well, today being Friday, we've got a new character to the roster, and, well, Street Fighter Alpha 3 is getting really interesting really quick as they announced Charlie Nash as their second character. That's 2 for 2 on them choosing characters that Storm has already announced. Coincidence? Rivalry? It's got a little recipe of everything, doesn't it? Let's go take a look. Let's go talk about it. Alright guys, before we move into the first photo, I want to go ahead and give the photo credit over to Veebs Toys, aka Veebs on X. He is currently at San Diego Comic-Con. If you guys are wanting to get live updates with photos and all the different things going on at that event, make sure you go over to X, give him a big follow, and shout out to Veebs. Photo credit for that today's video. Taking a look at the first photo here, we got Charlie Nash in the Jada Toys Street Fighter Alpha Edition. And I say the Jada Toys Edition because we are now 2 for 2 on characters that Storm Arena and Jada Toys are both doing at the same time. Now, it's got to be mentioned that I just saw too much yesterday. Way too much. I don't feel like people really understood. These are first mock-ups, guys. These are very first prototypes. I saw way too much criticism on the figures and how they look, skin tone, hair, all that, the above shading. These are first renditions, alright? Look how bad Zangief looked at last San Diego Comic-Con compared to this San Diego Comic-Con. It's night and day difference. You are comparing Storm Arena final product compared to a first mock-up of Jada Toys. So we need to pump the brakes here before you say, oh, well, Storm Arena looks so much better. Well, there's a lot to be done here, folks. A lot. These have no shading. Look at that chest. It looks horrific. And it's not even close to being finished yet. They're going to fix it. They're going to add what we want to see. They're going to take, obviously, what we say that doesn't look good upon these first mock-ups and fix it up. You got to give it a little more time to breathe before you just sit there and say, oh, Storm wins. And that's another thing. Storm wins. Guys, you got to realize that Storm Arena, I promise you, does not exist without Jada Toys. And that's just a fact, and you need to recognize that Jada Toys is the pioneer to leading Storm Arena to even being a thing. Without Jada Toys, Storm probably stays comfortable in their oversized scale and doesn't do anything. But because of Jada Toys' success, they knew that there was money to be made in lowering the scale. And that's the whole reason, in my opinion, why Storm Arena exists. And I don't know many people that would say that Storm Arena would exist without Jada Toys. Because you know they were good and happy and plentiful, doing 1 or 2 figures a year in their normal scale. But Jada gave them that push, that motivation, and the inspiration that they needed to get what we get. So before you sit there and praise Storm to death, just know, don't forget who the Godfather is in this bitch, alright? It's Jada Toys that led the way, and now we have this great little, is it a rivalry? Because even today on Instagram, Jada Toys says they are hopping in the arena. They use the verbiage arena. By accident? It doesn't, I don't feel like that was by accident. To say you're hopping in the arena, Storm Arena, seems very on point, right? Very on the nose. But I want you guys to know that these are just first mock-ups. You can't be that critical on them. I mean, hell, that might even be a cloth vest by the time this is all said and done. They haven't done that yet with clothing as far as being soft goods, but you never know. It's like the shading's not on this figure yet. The chest is all bulky and out of form. Other than that, you gotta appreciate what is there. The belt looks good. I like the new joint system that they're doing. It's very Storm-esque. But on the second, you know, when you look at it, it doesn't have like the Storm rivets and like indentation in the joints. So I'm very curious to see how this works. It looks great. I do think this is good. The hairpiece in the front looks a lot more more solid, like durable than Storm's. I thought it looked a little thin in the front of Jada's, or I'm getting them all mixed up, of Storm's. Like, it looked a little bit thinner on Storm's in the front, so I don't know how durable that is compared to this thicker hair piece. While it still looks good, it's like 1 or 2 pieces in the front. So it's just fun. This is all fun, guys. You got to realize it's not choose a side. The fun thing about this and what I've been talking to other people about is like you can really just they're going to be covering different parts of the roster at some point. Right now we're 2 for 2. We haven't seen any differences yet, but at some point they are going to be doing different parts of the roster. And what Storm doesn't do, you best believe Jada will do, and vice versa. It's just going to be this fun thing that we get to deal with. It doesn't deserve the fights and saying Jada's better, Storm is better. It's not worth that. These are action figure toys at the end of the day. It's a win-win for us either way. And I just want to point that out because I've seen so many people arguing in the comments and different message boards and things like that, like, oh, you're a Jada stan, oh, you're a Storm stan. Guys, we win no matter what. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you get to collect what you want to collect and what you feel looks better. So I want to say that and just, chill. These are first prototypes for Jada. We've seen what Storm's brought to the table. And now we get to just watch it all unfold in this great, perfect thing. And I don't even, like I said, I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. Has there ever been 2 companies making the same property at the same time in the same scale? I don't think there has. This is history in the making, folks. And we just get to sit here and write the chapters with them. It's a beautiful thing. Not a bad thing. Don't make it a bad thing. It's not. It's perfect for all of us. But I've said too much. Let's go ahead and look at the next photo and wrap this thing up. Taking a look at the last photo, there's multiple photos to be seen here. It's just more, you get the close-up and then you get the side-by-side. It looks great. I mean, again, these figures just being their first prototypes, we have a long ways to go with both of these. So I don't want you to sit here and be like, oh yeah, well of course Storm looks 10 times better. Well, of course it is. We're at different stages here, folks. Storm is a finished product at this point compared to Reuse, so you can't compare those. And then I'm appreciating everything for what it is. I mean, this is crazy. It looks good standing side by side. For our first mock-ups, I'm impressed. I like the new articulation system that they're going with here, especially in the knees. Like, the knees look really good, really fluid, really solid. It looks like we're going to be able to get in some great poses, if not better poses. And this is just a perfect thing. And look at, of course the chest looks horrendous on Charlie Nash. So don't think that's staying that way. And especially Reuse too. They have like that little flat post underneath the chest. That's going to be fixed, guys. Don't worry about that. This is all just a work in progress. We just get to enjoy the show. Let's go talk about it and wrap this puppy up. I still got more to say. That is going to be day number 2 of San Diego Comic-Con. We get our second reveal. We've got one more tomorrow on Saturday. Charlie Nash being the second reveal. And you were hoping that there was going to be some differences from the characters that have been chosen compared to Storm Arena somewhere along the way. But guys, I am just seeing way too much pick a side right now. And whose alliance belongs to who. I want to get this very clear right away. And this should be a lot of the argument. Guys, Storm Arena probably and most likely does not exist without Jada toys. Storm was fine putting out their 1 or 2 Street Fighter characters a year in their normal oversized scale until a company named Jada Toys came along and started absolutely dominating in the action figure space with the true 6-inch figure line. And that it motivated and inspired Storm to get off their asses and start using the properties that they have and make smaller figures. Now, I've seen way too many people say, oh, Storm Arena's figure looks 10 times better than Jada's Ryu right now. Well, no shit, right? Because this is a first mock-up, a first prototype. Be thankful they're even here in figure form and not just, little cartoons on the picture that they could have shown at the panel. They went the extra mile to make sure that these were here. So you can't compare a final rendition, a final product from Storm Arena to these because you're comparing a final car on the showroom floor compared to a car that's still in the factory, that doesn't have wheels on, that doesn't have the backup camera, that doesn't have the doors on, that doesn't have the fine detailing, doesn't have the Bluetooth system, nothing. This is the first bare bones model of these figures. So we need to pump the brakes on sitting there saying these look like trash. Like, look at that chest. Do you think it's going to look like that at the end of the day when these figures release? No. But I do like their new articulation system. I think it's great. And could you say Jada was probably inspired by Storm to update their articulation? Absolutely. This is the benefit, guys. This is not what you're seeing. You're seeing let's go with each other. No. You're missing the bigger picture. This is a win-win for us. Look at the new articulation that we probably weren't going to get unless Storm Arena comes along. The better sculpts, the better eye to detail, everything like that. They are going to push each other to make sure we get the best of the best when it comes to Street Fighter action figures. And for the next 3 to 5, 6, 7 years, this is going to be a golden age for us collectors in the Street Fighter realm. You're missing out here. You're too busy arguing about stuff to see the grand, what you got right in front of you. This is going to be awesome. This is going to be perfect. And eventually, some point down the line, they're going to stop making the same characters, and we're going to just be able to fill in the roster from the two different companies to where we eventually get this thing filled up. Now, whether you decide to choose one or the other, that's totally on you. It's probably going to be expensive to collect these characters, but it's like Jada has the reputation of finishing the roster. Now, this puts the foot on the pedal to make Storm Arena and make sure they try and finish their roster, right? And it's like, here's the thing too. This is going to be awesome. It's just, I don't know. I'm getting lost in what I'm trying to say here, but I want you guys to just know that this is not a bad thing. You don't have to pick a side. You do have to be more, less critical on these two figures right here because they're just the first renditions. But this is a good thing. And I want you guys to just know that instead of arguing on what's better, who's better, all that stuff. You got to just appreciate what's about to happen. This is history, folks. Name the last time two companies had the same property at the same time at the same scale. I don't think it's ever happened before. This is history in the making. We just got to watch it and write the chapters because this is going to be a good thing. Oh, it's just everyone wants to fight, but you got to realize this is a win-win for us. There might be some animosity between the two companies, but hey, and I say that because, Jada put out this subtle shot today. And the funny thing is, Nash they totally threw a curveball here because the characters on that picture were all female characters. So you hope that you don't see a Chun-Li or a Sagat or Ken tomorrow. You hope that there's one different character that the two companies aren't making at the same time. But I would say it's probably going to be Ken or Chun-Li if I had to guess. I really hope it's not. One other thing I want to address before I let you go. I see a lot of people say, well, that's so tacky of Jada to choose the same, why didn't they choose a different game other than Storm? They saw what Storm was doing and no. Guys, this was probably well in development before Storm Arena was even announced, and they probably had already spent the money to obtain the different game license. I don't know. I guarantee there was money involved that was already invested in doing this game that you can't just wipe the whiteboard clean and say, oh, Storm Arena's doing it, never mind. Let's forget the $200,000 we had already spoke. Jada's not big enough to be able to take that kind of hit financially. So it's not that they probably wanted to do the same game. It just ended up being that way. Because I guarantee this was in place before Storm even announced theirs and got things going. So it's just unfortunate bad luck. But for us, it's the best thing that could have happened. Now we get to see two companies inspire, motivate, and pump out the best Street Fighter figures that can be made at this current time. Oh, it's so good. You guys don't even know. But we look forward to tomorrow's release. I've talked too long, but I just saw too much yesterday of people ripping these figures apart. It's like, pump the brakes. We're not there yet. When these things are in final packaging, and then we can do that. But right now, no. It's not the time. Not yet. But we'll get there eventually. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're new, go ahead in the video. A thumbs up, subscribe if you're new. I'll see you on the next one, which is tomorrow with our final character reveal. And then we'll do a wrap-up of everything on Sunday. Oh, this is so great. Oh, I'll see you on the next one. Richie Figs. Later.